In the previous sessions, we've looked at walks of many kinds. Sneaks are just another kind of walk, and we'll cover those and runs in this session. We'll end up with animal action and how four-footed and other creatures walk and run.
Just want to do the sneak. This is your government issue Hollywood sneak, which is like everybody used it in various forms. If we're going to the sneak, I'll put this foot out, I'll put it straight out. There. Let's say, which is the forward arm. And so what we're doing is this. You've seen this a million times, right? And you can do a greatly reduced one where he doesn't go as far. You know, they do this. It's basically or what you did, sort of. It's the same thing, but with a much subtler. So the basic thing is this: tiptoe to here. So you do, again, you do this drawing, and this drawing, and this drawing, and this drawing.
Here's a formula for a slow sneak. Start with the contacts, and it has a very interesting passing position, way out in front. This takes just under 1.5 seconds per step. Here are the spacing charts for the body and head, easing in and easing out. With actions this broad, we should really put it on ones. Let's do a faster sneak, 1 second per step. So we'll reduce the amount of action. Here comes another variation.
Now you could do all kinds of interesting things on the passing position, couldn't you? You could say, okay, we've got this, and we don't just want him to go like that in 1.5 seconds. We want him to go up, or
here's an adaptation of a Bill Titleist sneak, just over 1.5 seconds per step. There are 4 planning drawings. 2 extremes, the passing position down and an up position on the next breakdown or passing position. As in a walk, the wing arms do counter the feet. Just look at the amount of change. Curve to opposite curve, to straight, to curve. Look how clever this man is. Look at the changes of shape.
the one that never works, I think, I thought I'd seen it work once, and it was on a Disney thing called Legend of Coyote Rock. You know, where they're like this, and they got a foot up there, and a foot down there, You know, it goes doom, 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 very, very fast. It's almost a blur. Usually they do it to try to blur this drawing. Ken Harris did it. He said we could never get it to work. The reason he couldn't get it to work was they had tall characters.
The old problem is that we've got too much action in too short a space of time.
But it'll work on a little mouse. Tom and Jerry, you know, the mouse is that size, so the leg's got hardly anywhere to go, and it'll work. Absolutely. So it's a little do-do-do-do-do, you know, that's the fastest you can go.
Here's a sneak that we're going to make work. As he goes up, the belly goes down. Contact. The down, passing position with delayed belly. The up, next contact, keeping a slightly different profile from the first contact. Down again. Pass position with delayed belly. Also a slightly different profile from the previous passing position 3. The up, and back to 1. Here it is on 1s, giving us a sneak on 4s. There's too much action in too short a space of time. Put in single in-betweens. Gives you a sneak on 8s. Still too much action. Now put in 2 in-betweens. Gives you a sneak on 12s. It works. Now put in 3 in-betweens. Gives you a sneak on 16s. It's kind of slow, but it works. 12s is the best one. Here it is again. Now we'll get into runs. Obviously, runs are faster than walks. The difference between a naturalistic run and a walk is that in a naturalistic run, there's at least one frame where both legs are off the ground at the same time. However, in cartoon runs, we can take great liberties. But like walks, first we have to set the tempo. Is it 4 drawings per step? 5? 6? 7? But we'll need at least 3 drawings to make the legs go around. If this is a wheel with only 2 positions, it won't go around. It just flickers. Take 3 positions, and it will go around. So we start with a cartoon run on 3s. Here are 6 positions to take 2 steps. And here's a rabbit running on 3s. It's planned from the mid-air positions instead of the contacts. Here's the down, the up, the down, the up. Here's another run on 3s. This one is planned from the contacts, but unusually for a run, both these feet are never in the air at the same time. Now add arms. In this case, the passing positions for the arms are not on the same drawings as the passing positions for the body. Here's an interesting invention which breaks the 3-position rule on a run. there are only 2 drawings for each step. This is because the figure's coming towards us, so we don't need to see the feet going around. They're going up and down like pistons.
Just while we're on this thing, here's the, get that straight. Here's the Hollywood, this is the 4-drawing run. Hollywood issue run. And this is going to work awfully well for a short, for one of these Hollywood proportion characters. And you've seen it a million times, but this is it. This is, the hands are here. There's a little plump body. The legs are there. That are kind of like this. The down position is not as it is in a normal run, down. It's kind of like that, and they haven't done the contacts first, but they're sort of stock things.
Here's another cartoon run, this one on 4s. These are the positions. With long limbs, we get too much action in too short a space of time. Now let's take the same run, but make the limbs shorter. And it works. Here's an eccentric run on 4s. Both feet are never in the air at the same time. Here's a long-legged 6-frame run. Because of its long legs, it needs at least 6 positions to work. Here's a jogging run on 6s. It's planned from the down positions and the length of the strides reduced. A young girl might run on 8s, with even more reduced action. There's only one drawing with both her feet off the ground. Contact. The low. Pass position. The high. Both feet in the air. Contact. The low. Pass position. The high. Both feet in the air. Contact. On this 12-frame run, there's lots of up and down on the weight. Because he's so heavy, it takes him only 2 frames to fall from the up to the down position. Then it takes 10 frames to lift everything back up again. In reality, the faster we go, the more we lean forward. And a runner will lean into a turn. How much he leans depends on his speed. We can force the perspective on the arms and legs with both feet and hands angled towards us, and on the next stride, both feet and hands angled away from us. It looks crazy, but it'll work. We've done a bunch of runs and walks with two-legged figures. Now we'll go to four-legged animals and other creatures. The greatest reference book for animal action is Human and Animal Locomotion by Edward Muybridge. The great animators all swore by it. Now we'll start with a four-legged walk.
This is a thing Ken Harris showed me, which he said he always had no trouble with animals as long as he did use the Muybridge book. Okay, so all animal walks taking size and drawing into consideration.
Here's a cartoon formula for an animal walk. The head turns with or against the front foot action. The tail root moves with the back legs.
The way to think about an animal walk is as we are animals, and they now know for sure we were animals, whatever the religious connotation is. We are animal. We're built. The body, the bone structure is the same. And the way to to get the feel of an animal walk is to just do that, and that gives you the timing of where when this foot comes over, when this is here. And also the up and down, if there is any. The median, it'll be the passing position, right? So that's what to do first.
Let's take the front section first. Down on the contact. Up on the passing position. Down on the contact. Up on the passing position. Same thing applies to the rear section. Down on the contact, up on the passing position, down again on the contact. Now we're going to put them together with the contact position on the rear and the passing position on the front. And next we get the contact position on the front and the passing position on the rear. Here's the basic animal walk pattern using a lioness. Just like the person on all fours, this lioness has her chest down on the contact and the chest up on the passing position. Chest down on the contact and up on the passing position. The rear end, pelvis, is down on the contact, up on the passing position. Down on the contact, up on the passing position. Join them up. Chest is down on the contact, while the pelvis is up on the passing position. Chest up on the passing position, while the pelvis is down on the contact. Here is the basic animal walk pattern again, using a medium-sized dog. This is a more complex example, but it's fundamentally the same as the man on all fours and the lioness. There are two main extremes, and it's planned from the back leg contact positions. We'll have the down positions in blue, the pass positions in red, the up positions in green, and the rest in black, like the contacts. Animated on twos. Add single in-betweens and shoot it on ones. Here's our logo cartoon dog doing pretty much the same thing, only on 12s. Animals fold and unfold, much more than we imagine. Their bodies stretch and compress from the concave to the convex. It's like a wave action. Animation is full of wave action. Here's a medium-sized dog running on 14s. A dog's body is more rigid than a cat's, but still has lots of stretch and compression. It's seesawing and stretching and compressing. Look how much more action there is at the rear, while the chest is more stable. The rear section moves much more than the chest. In a small animal, like a squirrel, look how much action is in the rear. The rear end is where the power is. Here's an interesting question. Does an ostrich and a man walk like a horse? And the answer is, well, almost. Horses are really difficult to animate. There is no point in having a rigid body with stuck-on movable legs. Animals' bodies are enormously flexible. They're stretching and compressing all the time, like an accordion. Look at the overall shape, how it folds and unfolds. Look at how the weight is transferring from one leg to another, and in what order it's transferring. Now here's a refined horse walk. Here's the rear leg pattern. Start with the contacts. Pass position in the middle. Here's the down. And here's the up. This is the same pattern of downs and ups as a normal human walk. Now here's the front leg pattern. The pass position, the down, and the up. It's the same pattern as the rear legs, but it doesn't go as far down or as far up. Put them together, and we see that the rear of the horse is down as the front of the horse is up, and the rear of the horse is up as the front of the horse is down. This is just like the other four-legged animals we've seen. The head goes down as the front of the horse goes up, and the head goes up as the front of the horse goes down. And the contact on the passing positions are in the middle. Here is how the joints break on a horse's front leg. The knee goes forward as the hoof continues back. All comes forward, knee goes back as the hoof continues forward. The power comes from the rear. The weight goes down, then pushes up, drops to the contact, continues down, and pushes up again. The interesting thing about a horse's trot action is that the front and rear both go down together and up together. The opposite legs lift and contact at the same time. Here's the pattern for a horse galloping. Stretched, compressed, Chest down, rear up. Chest up, rear down. This is the way to think about actions. We're looking for where things are stretched, where things are compressed, what is up and what is down, and in what order the weight is transferring to each leg. Now for an 8-legged walk. It may look complex, but it's actually very simple. The front legs work like a 2-legged walk. The next 2 legs counteract the front ones. The third set mimic the front ones. The fourth set mimic the second set. So it's like 2 4-legged animals joined together. Here's a standard cartoon wing flap formula. When the wings are up, the body is down. As the wings go down, they push the body up. Here's the spacing for a wing going down. It eases out. Here's the spacing for a wing going up. It also eases out. Now for a more sophisticated wing flap. We'll make these wings out of 2 simple shapes. The wings stay as flat as possible when they push down against the air. This pushes the body up. As the inner wings go up, the outer wings continue down. Then the outer wings slice up through the air to minimize air resistance. Here, the inner wings reach their highest point. Now the inner wings start down as the outer wings continue up, and as the body continues down. Here's a butterfly wing flap. Here's the passing position. On number 1, the body is down. But on number 3, the wing flap has pushed the body up. And on number 5, with the wings up, the body sinks down. Here's the spacing of the wing going down. Number 2 is very close to number 1. And here's the spacing of the wing going up. Number 4 is very close to number 3. An erratic flight path can be plotted using the up positions. Add the breakdown or passing positions with the wings down and the body up. Now we've got it on 2s. And now we'll add the single in-betweens. These are basic patterns for animals, but there are thousands of types of animals, and to animate them convincingly, we have to study them. We have to understand the differences between them, and we need to know where the weight is and how they work. In the next session, we'll study flexibility, and we'll show how to limber everything up.